Oh, hello!
Oh wow, you went there.
That
I think
was
I love
good.
Shit.
Welcome to SBXIV, the podcast about Final Fantasy XIV. My name is Joe Yoshimitsu, and this is episode number 21. Today we have Cala
Yo, what's up?
and Jeff
What up?
and Cirri.
you. Word to your mother.
And it's kind of been a slow week, as you guys, if you've been playing and following up, really isn't a lot to talk about because the patch has just dropped. But we have a few things to talk about with you guys to keep you guys interested, hopefully, for the next hour or so.
Hopefully interested, hopefully not sad or depressed, because we got some
We got some pretty touching news. And so,
touching news, man. It's kind of,
My
I'm
feels.
even kind of depressed. It's like
I don't have enough feels for all this stuff.
You don't have
Can't
enough
hold
feels?
all these feels.
No.
Do you want to stop believing?
I don't stop believing. Can't stop. Won't stop.
Hold on to that feeling.
Are you
So since
sure?
you're not hosting, you're gonna try and fuck us up by like doing like songs and shit now? Is that your job?
Maybe
It's all part of the plan.
it gives me more of a reason to beat you guys up when you come here.
Okay,
So.
fair.
So, scouring the internets, somebody found the unreleased cutscene from 1.0 of Titan. Now, I didn't play 1.0 to that area or like that point, so I know Cala, you did.
Yeah, but I'm playing because I've not seen this, so I'm playing it right now, and holy shit!
Okay, so I actually am kind of lucky in this respect. I have not seen this footage yet 'cause I was really busy this week. So can you describe to me what goes on so that people who have not seen it can actually know what's going on as well?
So right now, I just started playing it, and I fast forwarded about 30 seconds. You see the kobolds and everything, and you see Titan coming up from the molten lava, and he's formating, and he's still the big bulky dude that we know and love, but it seems a lot more. He actually reminds me of Bayonne, and I hate to say that, but I mean that's what like I'm seeing is
Maybe he was
is-
used as the model.
Bayonne.
Wait, so does that mean there's a tiny kobold like riding along on his back?
I mean, that's what I imagine. I'm not listening to the voices right now or anything. But I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen the Titan cutscene, but it is different and it is actually kind of exciting to watch it. It's like right now you see the adventurers, they're aiming to go fighting Titan, and they're doing this, attack on him, and they've now just
Attack on
blasted his
Titan.
arm, and he's falling over kind of like and he's blown up into molten lava. And the kobolds are now playing with his molten lava guts.
That sounds really dirty.
It does.
Should I get some candles and lube before I watch this?
Maybe, but then you know what? He's reformating, and so now he's like, I'm back, and he's looking at the people. He actually looks to me a lot more evil than he does in 2.0.
Really?
Yeah, I know that sounds weird, but he seems to me a lot more evil. But right now, he's rolling over a dead kobold, and he's like, what happened? And he's looking at the other kobolds, and the other kobolds are like looking like, oh, it is our Lord and Savior, Titan. Should we be afraid? And he's like, but you should not be afraid. And he's like,
No fear me, tiny person.
So I don't know. I wish I'm listening. It looks like he's upset. And now he has his mouth open and he's getting this holy fucking shit big egg crystal from his mouth. He's releasing it up into the air. The Avenger is coming in with her fucking giant axe, and there's a huge light, blinding light, and now Titan has exploded again.
Huh.
Yeah, there's no context because I don't even know if they released any
Well, no, they didn't.
context for it. So this cutscene is very like ambiguous. It's like, wait, what happened?
Yeah, what the fuck happened? And you see that after he has done that, the kobolds are now coming to, and it looks like they're alive again, but the entire area is, filled with glittering light and everything, and the kobolds are up and they're active, and then it gets to, the end of, and there's just nothing there. But it's really weird. And I mean, it's kind of interesting, I think, because Titan doesn't look as scary as he does, in 2.0. He looks scarier to me, honestly, in 1.0. But then again, I associate Titan with Bayonne. Bayonne's really friendly and cool, and he doesn't look scary. But it kind of makes you want to know what the fight could have been like in 1.0.
You know what actually makes me really sad about this? Is that, I mean, honestly, we're still really early in Heavensward, but the primals don't have the same sense of gravitas thus far.
They
Like,
don't.
I mean, I get it that like Titan, Garuda, and Ifrit are kind of a little more, I guess, iconic, so
Yeah.
they put a little more weight there. But like, they don't.
See what you did
Bismarck
there.
and Ravana.
More weight.
Weight of the
Of the
land.
land.
Even. Ah. No, I just feel like maybe I'm being crazy, but I feel like they don't have the same kind of level of importance yet. Maybe we just haven't gotten to that point. But I would like a little more like how Titan was. Like Titan was feared. Titan was the thing that people talked about in their nightmares because he was a scary guy who knocked you off his platform and a bad
And
man.
the same was for Leviathan and for Ifrit and for Garuda. I mean, Garuda was feared because she's fucking psycho. She is hella fucking
No.
psycho. And
I don't think any of the, like, you were right. The first three were really important, and talked about and cursed at and all that lovely shit. Probably because they made it mandatory.
Maybe that is part of it.
End of story. Like Ravana, Bismarck, Leviathan, Moogle, etc. All of them after Titan were 100,000% optional.
no,
But was it
that's not
only the
true.
hard modes and not the extremes, or were the extremes event?
No, they were pretty much like hard mode for Leviathan. Like, really?
It was really
It-
easy.
it was
I mean,
like-
Yeah.
in
it was like-
comparison to Titan Hard,
in comparison, the Titan, Garuda, and Ifrit hard, those were like, I don't know what happened. I pressed random buttons and we won.
yeah.
That's
Like,
true.
And I have gear that is severely under level. It's not even like I'm over geared and I'm beating the shit out of this. It's I'm completely under geared. I have no idea what's going on. I'm pushing random buttons, and like the 2 or 3 people that might be like at the gear level that kind of know what's going on just carried the rest of the team, and I'm done with the storyline. Like that was the difficulty of the hard modes post Titan.
Which
Now,
is
do you
kind of sad.
Do you think that like that difficulty should be at a lower level when it's story mode stuff?
No.
No, because I wouldn't like it like that, but yes, because Square Enix needs money.
Exactly, right?
Like we talked about this briefly or whatever when we talked about the Relic and how I was like, it's kind of shitty that they made, that they said that they made a mistake by making the Titan, Garuda, and Ifrit hard modes the gateway for the relics, and it's the same idea. It's like you want your casual big item, you have to do this for all intents and purposes of this discussion, not so very casual content, unfortunately.
Well, also, wasn't there a period of time where the extremes were actually what's the word I'm looking for? A gateway? Like they were part of a barrier?
Oh, yeah.
Not the gateway, the hard, like Titan hard was the huge like gate. before again, like the zenith.
There
And,
used to be
yeah.
gates, as in like you can't do the next one without doing the previous one. Yes, but in terms of getting shit out of it, no.
Well, I mean, the only thing for hard mode for the first three, yeah, if you wanted to get the relic in order to do the relic quest, and
unlock coil.
yeah,
You had to beat Titan to unlock coil.
Was that what it was? I totally forgot
Yes,
because
it was.
I beat Titan, like I grinded my head against Titan.
Exactly. Titan unlocked so like pretty much endgame.
So do
it
you
unlocked
think that
your relic and your coil? Sorry.
the setup that they kind of put forth before was a story mode, a hard mode, extreme mode. Do you think that they're making a mistake by not having that anymore?
They didn't do that.
Yeah, I know. Do you think they made a mistake by doing that, by not implementing that?
What do you mean?
Well, because the story mode obviously is exactly what it sounds like, a story mode. And then the hard mode is the challenge that comes directly afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But then the extreme mode can be something extraneous that kind of satisfies what we want, while
and
still
it's
giving
totally optional.
Yeah, exactly. But leaving the hard mode as kind of a gate, maybe, to things like the relic, like you said before. Because what we have currently is we don't have that middle step. We have what is technically hard, which I don't think is accurate.
They call it hard, but it's story mode.
In Japan, isn't it called like just regular? I think they named it differently in like the Japanese versions, and I think it just stuck with like the extreme and hard titles, and because they already were doing that here, so they're like, I guess let's just keep it that way.
So what I'm saying is that if you have a story mode version that kind of accomplishes what Garuda, Ifrit, and Titan were in story, where you have to get past them to continue your line, but then have something at the end of it where they return more powerful, that step that sits in between can be the relic gate.
That's even more powerful,
which we had before,
which would be extreme. Yeah.
So
they got rid of that. They
totally did.
They totally foregone the story mode and made story mode hard mode and made hard mode extreme and said, "Have at it."
Do you think the gap is too big, or do you think, like in the current state, do you think the gap between story/hard and extreme, do you think that gap is big enough to be calling it extreme, or do you think there should be something in the middle?
I think there should be something between.
Yeah, extreme. Like for example, Thoradin is pretty damn hard.
That is a good fight, though.
Compared to the story mode version or the hard mode.
You mean press any button on your keyboard and win mode?
It's like, oh, what are mechanics? What are these things? Oh, no problem, whatever. It's like the weakest punishment. Yeah, for sure. I think there needs to be a medium.
And I think by doing that, you kind of end up with that sense of importance for the primals again, because it kind of mirrors the structure that Garuda and Titan had before. So there is that kind of, since there is a gate to something, you have to bash your head against it, even just a little bit, even if it's a little bit difficulty. And then you have the option of, throwing yourself into the fire for extreme, like we did with Titan Extreme. And then they actually get the fear back, because right now, like when you think of Bismarck, you don't think of anything.
Nope, you don't think of anything. But I mean, the sad thing is that they don't plan to make the primals the gates anymore. And I don't know.
Yeah, they said that too.
I think that's a shame. I think it's really sad because I'm not trying to say oh, let's cock block people out of the fucking content. No, it's just, give us something that we can sink our teeth into and that we're not gonna go just all ham on it. Just give us something that is something that we can strive towards, like whether it's small steps or big steps in the form of savage or extreme or hard mode. Just give us something. I mean, some of us are not like the hardcore players, and some of us are just kind of like, this is too easy. We want a middle ground, and we're not getting it, and it's kind of frustrating.
Well, do you think that's what they're doing with the Gordian Midas?
Nope.
But it's not. I mean, no. Sorry.
It's going to replace Gordius. Sorry.
Yeah.
Alex Midas is going to replace Alex Gordian. It's not going to sort of take a middle ground. It's straight up going to be, you don't need to do Alex 1, 2, 3, 4 anymore. Or, well, I guess you might need to do 4 to get access to 5.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, we might be wrong. I mean, it hasn't come out yet. Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe it'll be there'll be something that's not as retarded as what is there right now. Because right now, as much as I want to do some of the stuff, it's kind of like, really? There's not much for the rest of my free company to do. I mean, there is stuff, but it's not stuff that makes them want to step up their game.
Well, I don't see how they'll be able to change anything without completely replacing it.
Yeah.
It's my opinion, but like it's basically going to be, hi Midas, you're now new and improved somewhat, and let's put Gordius behind us and just not talk about it. That's pretty much how I see they're going to fix this problem.
No, I
which
mean
is
that's
great.
what I see
I don't
too.
care.
But it's still a shame. I still think it's a damn shame because I think it's losing out on the potential of them wanting to appeal to as many people as possible, casting that wide net. You're appealing to the hardcores with Savage. You're appealing to, I don't want to say soft cores because that sounds really nasty.
And hardcore
Casuals.
Well, no, hardcore doesn't sound weird to me, but softcore does. I don't know.
You thinking some blurry TV on Japanese TV after 9:30?
No, actually, no. What I'm thinking is is because when I think softcores, I'm thinking. Never mind. I don't want to.
Undercooked cookies.
No,
That's right.
I'm thinking
Or-
penises.
What?
Well, I thought softcore doesn't show that.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
exactly.
No,
I was
no,
gonna
that's
say.
not it.
Or it's certain
No,
angles.
that's
I
not
was
it.
gonna
I'm
say-
thinking.
You
guys.
mean like the physical attribute of one of those things being soft
Like
to the core?
the outside is all hard, but on the inside is soft because all the splooge.
I
No.
can't even.
That's not how that works.
You realize
You failed
that
biology, young lady.
There's not enough hand and face to do the face palm that's required right now, right?
Mind you, I am very tired.
I can see
Okay.
that.
I can't explain it, but that's how my head works.
It's not how my head works.
My head.
Hey,
Get
lady,
out!
you opened up this conversation, to be fair.
Uh,
Okay, I
and
think we should
not
talk
even
about that
20
anymore.
minutes in, we're just a bag of dicks.
Yeah, pretty much. Shocking, right?
That's shocker. All right, so I see where you're getting at. It's like the wide net having to everything from like weekend warrior casual to like poop sock hardcore.
But then where's the middle ground?
The middle ground is
Didn't they want that to be like
unfortunately
Diadem? It was supposed to be that.
the middle ground actually unfortunately is Alex Normal. You know?
But it's not.
Like that
But isn't it, though?
That is plenty challenging. Like
But it's not.
it's not for people who are at the level where, you know, they're higher than that, but not at like, oh, I can farm, you know, I can hold my own and farm savage level. There's no middle ground for there. You're right, but
That's all we got.
bottom line, right? That is a smaller majority than, or smaller minority. I don't know, smaller majority actually than the people who will find it hard. I mean, unfortunately I did a couple of Alex Normal runs in the Duty Finder, and they're not smooth runs. And these are people going for the relics.
That's true. I've been bashing my head on Alex runs for this week, just trying to finish my relic, and There have been some good ones, and there's been some not so good ones.
Yeah, and if that is in fact where the cap for that player lies, then that is perfect content for them. For a lot of other players, they've gone past that, or they're geared past that. Remember, gear does carry you a lot longer than other things, but there's a certain thing to be said about not being able to handle mechanics. And until you learn the mechanic, that is your cap. And Alex, like you said, normal is a damn fine usage of a middle course kind of time.
So then, am I just at the point where I should just be doing Savage because everything else is just
too easy?
You should be banging your head against it and not... I mean, not necessarily farming or clearing it or like being able to do it with your eyes closed, but banging your head against it for sure.
I mean, if you think back, our static was making attempts against AS1.
Yes.
And we weren't doing terrible. We only did it for, a week or so?
We actually less than a week.
Yeah, and that's my point.
Beat Faust, you have the DPS to beat.
Exactly.
We got to first jump multiple times.
Yeah.
So it's like with exposure, we would theoretically, and I'm not going to say for certain, have taken down A1S. So that means that Alexander Normal, we've gotten past that content. Whether through gear or exposure, it doesn't matter. We're now past that. So it's harder for us to look back and say this is this is not difficult. Because for people who are brand new to it, it can be a little trying.
I guess that's what is just always mind-blowing to me, because I'm trying to see it from their perspective, but it seems like if you had played the game, if you had paid attention to the other mechanics that they were trying to scooch you through as you leveled, as you played, as you did the dungeons, as you did the primals, whatever, not even just the hard things, it would have somehow kind of mishmashed into your head and made sense.
No. I can give you a prime example. When we were at that level and actually getting gear approximately 190, 200, just looking at 210, like wistfully, whatever, how many times did we wipe on A4 with pugs?
I don't want to talk about it.
But that's my point, is that, that there's a certain level, and some of it was, theoretically us by not keeping up, not paying attention, but we're all guilty of it because we're still learning it. Just because someone's not doing great doesn't mean they're not a good player. They could still be learning it. And that means that their cap right now is that piece of content.
And for some people, that's their ceiling.
Yeah. They don't care about getting any better than that. And that's their prerogative.
But I want to get better.
You're a different player.
That's great.
I know.
That's great. Not everyone thinks that way.
Correct.
I mean... I watched I don't know if I mentioned this on podcast, but I was watching Layla Bell from Elysium farm A1, and he's farming it with friends or free company, I don't actually know. And it's like they do A1 and they ignore all mechanics because that's how much DPS they have.
Wow.
Like they killed it as the second oppressor comes out. So it's like a zero jump, zero mechanic fight.
For normal, right?
For Alex Normal, of course.
Okay.
Because they're doing this for Relic.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, in Duty Finder, like struggling to win. That's the skill difference.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not them like trying hard.
On the opposite end of that, I was watching a stream earlier before podcast. I was watching Zeno. His group, since they've been having on farm, right? He has multiple characters where they're just trying to beat Savage before the jump.
Wow.
Yes, that's right.
And if it jumps, they just wipe it so they can try it again.
That's fucking awesome.
They're just like, we don't
really
need this stuff, so we just want to do it to see if we can do it because it's doable.
That sounds actually really cool.
That breaks my brain.
I know.
And it's crazy because they're wiping it up at like 2% because it jumped.
Jeez.
Yep.
They're like,
because
man,
if
we
they
didn't
win,
get
they
to
can't go back in,
X.
right?
Yeah.
So they have to wipe it up.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
That makes sense.
That's and basically that's what people do when they're at that level. you beat it, and then you find ways to beat it faster, and then find ways to beat it faster, and find ways to beat it faster, and a lot of it boils down to like where you're standing. How many GCDs do you have between this and that move before you can do this?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Or like, how long can you fight without grit? When I was watching The Dark Knight, and I was just like, wow, he did this whole fight before the jump without even popping grit once, and he held 8 against people who are pushing their DPS as hard as possible. I was like, God damn.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a crazy state of the game
Yeah.
right now.
I
Yeah.
think it is, yeah.
I mean, it's either you're quitting or breaking up or whatever, or you're trying to keep yourself entertained, And speaking of breaking up,
Oh,
Breaking up is hard to do.
Break up to make up.
so last week I one-linered that Elysium's team up dog has broken up, dissolved.
Mhm.
So this week we get news. Joe, you want to break it to everyone?
Well,
I don't wanna listen.
Lucrezia tweeted out, or what was it, Siri? Did they tweet it, or did
It
they
tweeted,
actually?
yes, it was tweet.
They tweeted out that they were breaking up, and I don't know the details because it's in Japanese, and I don't know the context of their speak. But I think that's crazy. That the Elysium was the biggest NA, or the first NA one, right?
I thought
Yeah,
the
it was
Japanese.
Elysium. It was Elysium and Lucrezia that were
Yeah, they were the
splitting.
ones who were competing, like for Japan and North America. They were the top 2, and that they both broke within a week of each other. That's pretty crazy.
Or at least the announcements were within a week of each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. I don't know. And what was it, Siri, did he say on his
So
the translation you found?
The translation that we found basically came down to it was an interpersonal relationship that caused the static to break. And that, he basically was an asshole, and there may be people who will continue a static afterwards, but Lucrezia as a whole is going to be broken up. And in that thread, actually, there was a very interesting comment that the Japanese static mentality is very different from the Western mentality, where statics have a tendency to break and reform constantly once they beat content or when they get bored or when people move on. Whereas the Western mentality, it's like once you're in a static, that's like those are your homeboys. You have to get jumped out in order to actually leave. So theoretically, if that is in fact the case, because he did supplement it by saying that it's not due to boredom of the game, it was actually an interpersonal thing. If that is to be believed, then we should see some raiders ready for 3.2 that are a derivative of that group. My hope is that it's not them, trying to save face and, not bleed out a bunch of people, because apparently he made some disparaging comments about the game or end game at some point, and people were quitting the game because of what he was saying.
Well, I kind of disagree with you in the Western mentality thing, because I
was only talking about commentary, but go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
well, okay. It just doesn't make any sense that does that mean you join a static and then when you leave the static you don't join another one, or statics? I hear statics breaking and reforming all the time in NA land or English speaking land, I guess. So it makes no sense saying that in Japan you break and join statics all the time. Well, do you not do that here too?
I mean, you do it here, but it's here a little more. What's the word I'm looking for? There's more of a camaraderie, I guess, is the word that they were trying to use.
No.
And I can totally see it, because a lot of times when statics break, people quit game.
Well, okay.
That does happen.
That's only because you hear about it, because it's NA shit, and you can understand English.
That's true.
That's also very true. I can also understand Japanese too, but I'm just saying.
But you don't keep up with the Japanese community.
No, I don't, and that's why I was commenting on comments on the Reddit. I'm not stating that as a fact.
Okay, because fact is, I've left and joined and created statics through second and final coil. I'm still playing. and I'm not raiding with the same people I started raiding with in no, sorry, not 1.0, 2.0 when first Coil came out. Like I'm raiding with a completely set of different people, um, across different servers, and I don't think that there's any sort of weird. I mean, camaraderie comes in all forms. You cannot honestly. The less camaraderie you have, probably the better.
Because then you have no attachments.
Because then you have no attachments, and you can be like, dude, Siri, you fucked up. This is what happened. Blah blah blah, and like, I can say that because I don't have to worry about, sleeping on the
Keeping
couch after the
exactly.
raid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. We always even like say this where like you should never have like relationships in your static, for example. It's because it's just like, well, you have a raid disagreement, and then and it fucking pops up in the bedroom, for example, or some shit like that, and it gets all messy,
Or two people are always
unless
going to side together because they're a couple.
yes, or
Yeah,
unless that couple is completely like compartmentalized, which is
That's
very
rare.
rarely the case.
That's
yeah.
very rare.
I totally see
So
what you're saying, that you think that a static should be more like a business venture. Than
Strictly
anything else.
business sort of
And
thing.
I kind of agree with that in a way.
no, I'm not saying it should be. I'm saying it's probably it's a better situation for the static. It's probably not as good for morale and blah blah blah, but whatever. It's not a bad idea to be friends with your static group. It's just don't take a lot of things to heart. Don't be like, oh, how dare he, blah blah blah, or whatever. But a lot of people do that, and like you said before, certain people might stick together because maybe they're better friends.
They're the
Anyway,
bestest friends. But
anyway.
no, I see what you're saying, and it's very plausible. Like I said, I was only commenting on the comments to that thread. Whether there's truth to be had in that, I have no fucking idea.
Did they state that he was quitting himself, the leader, or
That
just
actually, I didn't
disbanding?
actually go that deep into the thread after that point. I kind of read the first few comments, the top ones, and kind of left it alone. I was busy at work today.
Okay. Well, I mean, bottom line is they disbanded, and the leader made a clarification saying it's not because the game is boring. Whether or not there's any truth to that,
Hmm.
up for grabs right there.
Yeah, it's up for grabs. I mean, I'm finding my own entertainment in the game. Even though, yeah, to an extent I am bored, but I'm finding ways to keep busy and occupied. So
Naked dancing on top of mailboxes. Oh wait, this isn't WoW. Never mind.
But that sounds fun too.
Totally is.
All right. And now people finding reasons to keep playing, staying not bored. Uh, there's somebody who was blogging all of their adventures from 1.0, and their blog popped up on Reddit recently this week, and they blogged all the way up till, well, their last, what was their last entry? The last entry was Titan.
Oh,
So
nice.
um that kind of,
Literally 2.0 then.
yeah. But it's just weird that this blog popped up recently, and I don't know if this person's still playing or not. But it's you guys were Kala was talking about how 1.0, you played from the launch of 1.0?
I played from I played from the alpha of 1.0 up until the servers closed.
Damn, girl.
Wow. I played from when it was free till when it was not free.
You made it longer than me, Jeff. I was like,
And
nope.
well, okay, no, that's actually a lie. I played from when it was free until I got really bored, and then I stopped playing. And then it became not free. And then I'm like, now I have no reason to go back. And then they're like legacy campaign, and I'm like, I'll pay for 3 months, and I played for like a month and a half and stopped playing. And then the servers went down. So like that's really more of what happened, but.
I played the alpha, and then I bought the game because I don't know if did you guys play the alpha at all or the beta.
Yes, I did.
No.
All I kept on saying was like, "Oh, it has problems. It has problems, but this is just the alpha. This is just the alpha." And then the beta came out. I was like, they did some. It's a little bit better, so it has to just get better when it comes out. And
Yeah.
then it came out, and I was like,
But I thought this was
kinda
outer beta.
yeah, no, it felt like the alpha actually.
It's like, oh, did I accidentally install the beta client? Fuck.
And
Yeah.
I kind of forced myself to play because I really enjoyed playing 11, and I got a lot of people were playing 14 because new game, a lot of people jump on, and it's Final Fantasy, so of course a lot of people are playing it.
Oof,
And
that IP.
yeah, exactly. And then I got my pugilist to like 22, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this. I just can't. I can't.
I played from release of 1.0. I made it to level 15 on my pugilist, and I remember very clearly spending a half hour looking for something to kill to actually level in any capacity, and I remember saying fuck it 2 weeks later. So I didn't even make it my first month.
I did take a break during, and long time listeners of SBXIV back when we were Go Team Derp know that we did take a break for a while.
Did you
I
guys
did
go
take a
back
break.
to 11?
Yeah, I did went back to 11 because I was
Remember that?
talking so much
I should
about
have did that.
11 and how much 14 should have been 11 that I went back to 11 and played that up until a lot of changes were made to 14, and then I came back to 14 and I haven't really left since then. But every once in a while I'm kind of like, I've been playing this game a really long time.
It's okay. I played 11 from release to 14.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I played 11 up until like 2000. Oh, before a few months after Wings dropped. So I played
Yeah.
through some of Wings.
I literally stopped playing when 14 came out. And I started like the first month it was out PC and a release.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, like, a couple breaks here and there for real life reasons and shit, but eventually I always came back.
The thing that I'm most sad about with that whole situation is that I was so down on what 14 was in 1.0 that when I uninstalled, I deleted everything about it.
I did too.
That includes all the really pretty screenshots that I had.
Oh,
I didn't.
So I don't have any of that history, and like a dumbass, when I decided to come back for 2.0 because I played their closed betas and whatnot, I decided I would start a brand new character, and I deleted my legacy character.
Oh.
I was like, "You dumb, Cirri. You
what?
dumb.
You dumb.
I was drunk."
Do you know what makes me sad about the 1.0 thing? Of the people who played extensive 1.0, did you guys save all of your the legacy gear?
I'm not.
I still have
Or did you vendor it?
Some.
Okay, so there are some pieces that I kept because it's gear that was kind of sentimental to me, so I kept it. I actually have on one of my characters, I have a fucking ton of rabbit samurai helms, and one of them is actually a +1 or +2, and for those who are not familiar with version 1.0 of Final Fantasy 14, they had a system set down where it's kind of like Unison League, where it's kind of like considered a high quality item if you have a +1 or a +2.
That white box.
It's yeah, and so for me, I had worked really hard to get my craft up before the event ended, and I spent a lot of time, a lot of money to try and get it up just so I can make the Usagi Kabuto, and I did, and I was so excited when I got a +1, and I think maybe a +2 on one. I gave it to Rayo specifically, and I was just so ecstatic. I'm like, yes, I'm never gonna get rid of it, and I haven't gotten rid of it. It's on my character, on my other character that I started on Lindblom.
I think I threw all mine away. or vendored it because it was just like the dated shit.
Yeah.
I didn't throw it. Like event gear, I never throw away because it's event gear. That shit only pops up once a year, if ever again.
Yeah.
And so I keep all that crap. And honestly, those one-time events excite me more than like doing endgame. I don't know. Just those really random seasonal events always make me excited.
Speaking of which, I need to do Heaven's Turn.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I have to do that too.
It ends on the
that,
14th, so
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay,
I
we
got a
got
while.
some
10
time.
days.
You have time. It's a cute little quest. It's pretty short actually compared to the previous ones.
But
And,
you get cool shit.
you do get cool shit, but you know what? I'm kind of sad that it seems to be getting a little bit shorter. As at each event, it's kind of like, weren't the other ones more involved? Weren't they? Did they have
I
more
wonder if they're
things?
just trying to get rid of the tedium, because this event is like literally get the quest, go do a fate, you get 3 helms. Rather than go to this city, then go do this fate, then go to this city, then go do that fate, then go to this city and go do that fate, and then you get a helm with each one.
I guess, but I
But
know
it feels like there's more effort into it when you have to do those steps, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I
but
get you.
honestly, I like the tedium. But then again, I also played.
No one likes that tedium. I mean, like people complain about 100% drops because you have to actually do it.
No, I like the tedium. Do you know the one summer event where you had to do all those mini games to get the yukata? I did it several times just so I could get several 99 stacks of fireworks.
Ah.
That's how crazy I am. So
Yeah, no one
I
does that.
no one does it, but like I like it. To me, it's comforting. That's why I leveled Bard in 11 because it was really tedious and I loved going back and forth singing and curing and pulling mobs. The same songs over and over and over again for the rest of my Bard career.
Well, I brought up the 1.0 gear. Did you guys know that when it transferred to 2.0 that it became all classes?
Yes.
And that's what I regret because I could have been wearing full plate gear on my healer.
I know, right?
But this is before Vanity System was announced, and so I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna ever use this stuff." And so I freaking vendored it, and then I'm like, "Wait, this stuff's never gonna be in the game again,
Yep.
and all
I didn't
classes
have-
can wear it."
I did not have any of that stuff. Like I don't know, I was dirt poor in 1.0. So and I didn't play that much. So like yeah, none of my gear. I had like like the underwear. It's pretty much like the only thing I had from 1.0. And some like dated Lancer gear.
I had some of the pink witch gear that I was really kind of fond of. I kept that. But you know what I really miss and I will never get back, and it's not because I deleted it, it's because my computer just decided to throw a fucking fit one day after 1.0 had ended, and I lost all my screenshots.
Oh
And
no!
Oh, that's terrible.
I had tried very, very hard. And when I realized that I could not get it back, I sat in front of my computer crying because I had taken so many screenshots and I really wanted to keep my screenshots because I have a portable hard drive of all my 11 screenshots. And the fact that I would go into 2.0 without having any of my 1.0 screenshots really upset me. And I was just like, I'm never gonna live again. They're all gone.
You know, that's the thing I regret is I don't take many screenshots. I don't know why, for whatever reason. It's just I never think about, oh, let's press the screenshot button. But that blog that we were talking about, which started this whole discussion, would have been such a great idea if it was still going on, because
Yeah.
like some things that make me really excited about these games, or not excited, but like some things that just go, wow, that's really cool, was in 1.0 friggin' Dalamud in every patch came closer and closer.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know, that was really freaking cool. And like, had I known, maybe I would have continued playing. And like, oh, it's a new patch. Let's look up in the fucking sky and take a screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or in 2.0, Mordona
Shit.
went from like a couple of tents to damn near a city.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's happening with Idleshire right now. Idleshire is being rebuilt,
Mm-hmm.
and more stuff is going. Like there's a fucking set of stairs that were broken last patch, and in the current patch they're fixed, and you can actually walk up them now. And it's like, oh fuck, had I known. I mean, deep down inside, I might have known. Maybe I would have gone around and taken some screenshots and been like, "This is what Idleshire used to look like." But you can't do that anymore. You can't go back
Yeah.
to the Idleshire of yesteryear.
Or even the Warring Triad. I mean,
It's like slowly evolving.
yeah, it's slowly evolving, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in the next patch. What's going to happen to that area, and see the changes. I am excited. It just brings me a lot of joy. It actually kind of makes me think maybe I should have kept up with my gaming blog, because I did that for 11. I had kept up a.
Did you have a live journal?
I did.
We all. I had one too.
I had like 7, so hey, whatever.
I
Yes, but this
was
is-
the moderator of one of the live journal communities for Final Fantasy 11,
Was
and
it the rag?
huh?
You remember that one, the rag? It was all the Ragnarok drama.
Oh my
Yes.
Meth. Meth
Uh-huh.
had the best drama.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I
you know,
can't believe
I remember, like, I mean, I still have it. I still have an archive of the adventures I had, and I detailed a lot of the things that I could do with a 3-man blue set, and the mobs that we fought, the EXP it gave us, and all of that. And I had screenshots of the gear I had and all the things that I did. And it was like, even though it was kind of, after a while, I thought, it's kind of pointless. No one's going to read this. No one cares. Everyone's doing the same thing. But it's kind of fun to go back and read it. And I kind of miss seeing that from other bloggers, seeing their logs of what they're doing in game. Even though I can watch a Twitch, it's
Oh.
nice to go back and be like, oh,
Yeah.
this is
No,
what
no,
happened
you're
before.
right. Oh man, I guess we're like the days of live streaming instead of live blogging.
Yeah.
Not live journaling.
My blog still exists. I found it.
Oh man.
Like when I
It's-
got like my Hecatomb cap
Oh, I
and like
know.
stuff like that. I'm like,
And then
"Ah!"
you just blog about this random shit and you add a little blurb like fucking roll the 15. Good thing my fucking link show was nice and passed that shit to me because I deserve that fucking oh my god.
But now it's like tweets and it's Twitch, which, I mean, they're great mediums, but it's hard to go back and find the rich history that goes with it as easily as you could a blog, which kind
Yeah,
of,
definitely.
thinking about it,
Yeah.
talking about it, kind of makes me think maybe I should start that up again.
It's something that I had always considered. Like when I started 2.0, like if you actually go look at my lodestone, you'll see that in the beginning of my 2.0 career, like right around when I met you guys, I actually did a couple vlogs here and there, kind of just keeping them. Hey, look, I'm learning how to tank now because I think I should be useful. Random bullshit like that. I thought it was kind of fun, but I never really stuck with it because I never really thought it was gonna go anywhere. I think I went in with the mentality of, hey, I want to make sure people read this shit.
Mhm.
Now that it's like a year later, I kind of want to do it less for people, more for myself.
More for yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to be able to go back and think, oh, I remember when that happened. Oh, I remember when
Dear
we downed that.
diary.
I mean,
I used to keep a
it
diary
is
in high
kind of
school,
like a
to be
dear
fair.
diary,
It was.
but
No, that's pretty much what it is, right?
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. I think that
Yeah, for sure.
as gamers, we could always go back and we can replay, but there's something about that first experience. It's kind of like losing your fucking virginity. You don't forget, and you just want to kind of relive that moment in time where you're like, oh, this is what happened when Bobby pierced Never mind.
Wow. Well, I'm glad
So it
we're
is
not safe
pierced.
for work
Got it.
podcast.
All right, it's piercing damage. All right. No, ironically, guys, aside from Siri, right? Kala, me, and Joe all played on the same Final Fantasy XI server, yet I had not known any of them. But
But we know the same people.
but we know the same people.
Mhm.
But I met Kala through blogging.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
That's the funny part. I mean, I had moved on to a different server, but it was a mutual blogging friend of ours, Mayav, who grew up in my city and still had family here, and his brother was graduating from the school that I was going to at the time too. And so he came here for his graduation and was like, "Yo, let's go meet up." I'm like, "Sure, why not?" And then he randomly was like, "Yo, let's go down and meet this other blogger." And I'm like, "What? Okay, sure, why not?" It was just a bus ride away. So, we bust our asses down to Washington State and we met Kala. And it was like that I met Kala, and not through the game that we all played the same on the same server. It was fucking ridiculous.
We were like, I remember we were just sitting at the sushi bar and we were just talking, and
I'm like, wait, did you talk about the same person I'm talking about?
yeah,
Yeah, that was it.
that was it. And I mean, that was great. And I actually remember before meeting you, I remember reading your blog and thinking, wow, this guy's cool. And then I'm like, oh, it's this guy
See, blogging.
blogging.
Just saying.
Maybe
It's not
I
a
should do it
dead
again.
format. It's
Maybe I
not a
should
dead
actually give
format.
it a good shake again.
I think so. You know what? I'm actually going back into my old journals and I'm looking back at it, and it's kind of, I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna try it again because I think it's kind of fun. I'm already blogging more personally. I'm making a challenge. Maybe I should make a 14 challenge to myself and blog more. Who knows?
That sounds like a great idea.
We should all do live journals. Just continue the old.
Let's
Because I
go
found
back
mine.
to live
I just don't know
journal
my.
with the 12-year-olds.
No,
I don't know my
no.
login though. That's the problem.
I'm afraid I might still.
Honestly, I know Oro's not here, but like, you know, we should all be able to write, maybe not blogs per se or anything of that particular nature. It could be a vlog, but we should try to have some sort of thing on whenever the Sequence Break website gets up.
Redone.
Yeah, and redone. Like we should
Kala's Corner.
consider,
Well,
having
I actually
having
did.
some sort of thing like that where
Serious
we
Cabana.
write serious Cabana or serious
Yeah.
talk.
Serious talk. Oh, I like that. You, Sarah, a thinker.
Actually, that was a thing back when we were doing 1.0 Zantensuken and 2.0.
Yeah, I remember reading that. I
did
shit.
have journals, and
It's-
back in ffxivblog.com
Yes.
where I did Orscast, I also did blogging there too. So I think you know what? Let's go ahead and revisit that. I think it might be fun.
I think we should really make that a thing. I really like the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. My corner line will just be Jeff off. And we'll just be me ranting.
I like that.
I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I'm saying something like that could be a possibility.
Yeah, I think so. So speaking of news and all that other stuff, history, it looks like should we talk about other depressing things?
Yeah, I think we need to. It's only right.
Oh, it is right, because I mean it does impact the community and everything else. We're not jumping at this seriously.
No,
we're
no
not.
one really
Yeah.
is.
So I usually listen to this game in Japanese audio, mainly because I don't know, I'm used to it. I'm used to like Japanese game, Japanese audio, and it just makes sense to me.
Yeah, same here.
And I find that there's nothing lost in translation. in that sense. For me, at least. So I'd never really listened to this game in English. However, there are voice actresses and voice actors
User in
for
your
this
channel
game
is
in both
recording.
English and Japanese, and I'm assuming other languages too that this game is available in.
Yes.
Yeah.
The voice actress of Yugiri was found dead in her home with her 2 children, I believe.
Yeah, and that's just, I mean, it's not even in her home. It was in her garden.
Yeah.
That's worse.
That's worse. So, yeah, I mean, it's, and the children were fairly young, about 4 and 8 years old. So,
And it says here that her name was Sian Blake. She was 43, so we should actually remember her for her name and not just Yugiri. Her partner, Arthur Simpson Kent, had alerted the police but went missing himself 3 days later. So she was gone for a total of 30-ish days, and they found her buried in her garden. Her partner mentioned that she had been missing, then went missing 3 days later, and they still have not found him.
that's just, I don't even
It's
know.
incredibly sad.
I mean, yeah, that's incredibly sad, and just so. I'm kind of surprised too that maybe the 14 didn't say anything. You know, I mean, maybe they shouldn't. Maybe, I mean, but you should like have like a, you know, in memory of or something, right? Just to at least give a nod to the person, you know, who. I mean, she's a person. She's a mother. And
I wonder if, well, also this was reported earlier today, which would be late SE's actual Japanese time.
True.
So I'm wondering whether that now they're seeing this because it's about 7 a.m. Now 10 a.m. or workday there.
Mhm.
I'm wondering if now they're getting to a point where they're going to put together some sort of statement from the actual home office and then work from there.
Yeah, I hope so,
That's
because that would be at least a nice nod to, you know, the person who did something for, you know, the Final Fantasy, you know, franchise, no matter how small or big.
Exactly. So heart goes out to her family and anyone else who's affected by that. It's a fucking terrible thing to hear, but sadly, this is the world we live in.
Yep.
Indeed.
Anything else?
How far are you guys on your relics?
Not much farther than I was yesterday, last week. Forgive me.
So I am at 2 unidentifiable bone, 4 unidentifiable ore, 11 precision Gordian bolts, and that's it.
Well,
So not very close.
Nope, not close at all.
somebody made this really cool spreadsheet to keep track of all of your progress towards
Damn.
it, and it even has all the mats for the HQ items, so you can go and like, okay, I have one of the, I don't know, the pterodactyl straps. I have one of them, and I need X amount, so you can keep track of it. Did you guys get the link for that? I linked it in the thing, or is it gone?
I didn't see it. You said it was a spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Because I know
That's
that
cool.
the week that the relics went live, there was a website in Japanese that actually did it like via fucking, I don't know, HTML5 or something. And it actually
cool.
it kept track of all the precision bolts and all of that, so you were able to see what percentage to your relic you actually were.
Oh, that's
It
cool.
was
percentage.
really, really rad, but it was in Japanese, so unless you were able to discern it from the pictures, it was a little difficult.
Yeah, this one's just a spreadsheet that has all the items needed and all of the like the mats. So you could go and, if you had gatherers unlike me, you can go and
Or
get
you
your
can
own
go
mats
and buy it off the
not
auction
pay.
house.
Okay, so I bought all my mats,
Damn.
and yeah, let's just say I don't have as much money as I did 3 weeks ago. But I am done with the HQ items, which is nice. So all I'm doing is the grind.
So you're done with the HQ. How many HQ items is that?
4? I wanna say?
4 of each. There's 4 items, and you need 4 of each one, so 16.
Kill me now.
Shit.
So
And if
It
you
is
were
a
to buy
good
them,
amount.
if you were to buy them all out, it'll cost you less than 5 mil.
I don't even have that
In
much money.
1.1 mil.
in Excalibur money, by the way.
In Excalibur money, yeah. But if you do have friends who can craft, that'll save you a shit ton of money.
And if you can
gather your
gather,
own stuff, yeah.
that can save you even more money. Good thing I gather.
Cool.
I know a few people who finished theirs, and they spent 150K on all 4 of their mats
Oh my god, I can do that.
because they knew people who could craft the stuff for them.
Reasonable.
Okay, that's not so bad.
You know what? You know what you guys should do?
But
Is stream more.
oh my gosh, I know we
Because-
streamed you streamed.
You streamed.
You,
We all stream price stream.
No. 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 No.
that was pretty good.
No. That
I'm
no,
impressed for
that
everything
was
last
not
year.
good.
Oh, that was good. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I had a blast streaming on the Sequence Break channel because for the first time since I got my new video card, I was gonna say in forever, but I didn't.
For the first time
I'm
in forever, I finally understand.
Just fucking I feel bad
So-
now. I
so
saying that.
good.
I love Frozen.
I love it.
I love
I'm not
Frozen
ashamed.
too, but still.
So, I've been having some hardware issues with coil wine and blah blah blah, and internal sound card, etc. So, I have a USB sound card now, and you can hear me, and you don't hear a vibrator. I mean static through my
Yay.
microphone every time
Woohoo.
I play games. So that means I get to actually play games and stream them instead of just play games and not stream it.
Cool. So now
And
you get to
so,
stream
yeah.
more.
Well, I mean, I will be, and hopefully everyone will, contribute to the channel. Whether it's I'm doing a relic grind or something, and just killing time by chatting with the viewers, which we had all of 2.
No, we had
Really
a few
awesome.
people.
We had
and,
two
I mean,
awesome people.
some
and
were
Sly showed up.
quiet, and some
Right.
were talking.
Yeah, actually, we had 2 active people talking. Sly showed up. Yeah, that's right. Sly, aka Gray Fox, or I think that's what his name is, right?
It was
Mhm.
OJ of the Fae, and then Fairy.
OJ and Sky.
Sky.
Yeah.
So shout out to you two, OJ and Sky, because I know you guys listen to our podcast.
And
For
Sly,
chilling.
definitely. Thank you for dropping by.
Yeah, seriously. See, the only thing the reason I don't stream as much, and honestly, it kind of showed in your stream, it exposes me for the fraud that I am. Because I was sitting here and I'm reading the chat and I'm fucking drinking whiskey, and next thing I know, we were doing the vault, and I see in the chat Cirri chains. I'm dead already. Oh, fuck that. Oh, too late. Keep drinking.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, how did you miss that? I was drinking. I was busy.
oh, so
God.
good.
But at least they didn't hear the bad things
The bad things? There's nothing bad about me at all.
All good.
Oh,
I don't
All
know
good.
what you're talking about, young lady.
No, it was fun. I mean, I streamed some experts, and I streamed doing dungeons for Series Relic.
Thank
And I
you, by the
streamed
way.
some of my raids.
And then didn't you also do Diadem?
Oh yeah,
That's right,
I
the
streamed like the
horrible
most
diadem.
boring diadems in the world. Just I was like autopiloting at that point.
And a lot of us were just talking, shooting the breeze.
Yep.
So
Oh,
if you
good.
ever want to listen to us talking, and I think some people were surprised that we are actually how we sound.
Sorry, this is exactly what we're like outside
Yeah.
of the podcast.
Yep.
Which is not, I don't know if that's encouraging or not to some people, but yes,
It's a little scary.
you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. Well, no, we're not throwing fits. I'm throwing a fit.
I'm
Well, now
actually
the
much
ho-
more dashing and gentlemanly
Ew.
And
Sneaky
a
time.
Hello.
wild-
Podcast.
A wild orphan appears.
You slithered in like a snake.
No!
Yes.
Snake.
Uh huh.
No. He's not a snake.
Slytherin?
Nope.
That's my house.
That is my house too.
Malfoy.
Snape?
I see Malfoy as like a Dennis the Menace kind of character.
Oh man.
What?
Oh, Mr.
I don't-
Dumbledore.
Yeah, I don't think he's evil. I think he's just like Dennis the Menace.
Ladies
old
and
Draco.
gentlemen, Orphan. Yay.
Hi guys, I'm the Kramer coming into your apartment room right now.
Oh, thank you. Is there anything
Gary.
else?
Should I stream tomorrow?
I
You
think
should.
you
You
should.
should-
Oh, we're
we
doing
should stream.
Oh,
Thornton.
are we doing
All
dumb
the
stuff
time.
tomorrow?
We're doing Thornton.
Ah, damn it. Yeah, let's stream tomorrow. Fuck it.
All right, I guess I can do that.
You
I
can
don't
hear
know
me
anybody
scream.
watching me screw up.
But that's more fun.
It is more fun.
The pressure's on.
I'll mosaic your character like a Japanese porn.
Oh,
Like a
please
Japanese-
Please do that.
Did you say like a Japanese porn?
Yeah. All of a sudden, we stream jabs. Jabs. The JAB.
Oh, good lord.
No, I don't think we can do that. I don't think we can just start.
It's
streaming
it's okay.
jabs on the channel.
It's all censored. It's no problem.
No, jabs only censor like. Oh wait a minute, we're not having porn cast. anymore.
Why
Sorry,
not?
guys.
Welcome to Pornhub 14. The podcast.
thank you.
about-
No,
Portal
thank
Fantasy
you.
Fun too. Well, never mind. Oh god. Rawr, rawr.
I guess we're done then, are we?
Yeah, it was a slow week.
It was
Makes
a
sense.
slow
I
week.
just got here.
Well,
Wow.
you're on CPT, bro.
He is definitely on CP2. So I guess we're doing the closing credits. You know what? You just got in here, boy. So why don't you go do the credits?
Oh, you can find us at sequencebreak.com. Our Twitter account is SBXIV. If you want to email us, you can email us at podcast@sequencebreak.com. Also, in addition to that, if you would like to support us on Patreon, you can find us at patreon.com/SBXIV. We would love your support if you feel like it. If you don't, then I promise not to come to your house. Yeah, that's it. Plug time.
Oh wait, I forgot something.
Wait. What are we waiting for?
We got email.
We got email?
Emails.
It's the email.
We just got a letter.
We just got a letter.
We just got a letter. Wonder who it's
Who
from.
it's from? Or you should load it up because that's fun. Deep by dry eyes.
What?
I'm
It's
trying-
from Brock effing Sampson.
Oh yeah, you know I love it.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Are
we
you asking
also
me
got
to
one-
read it?
We also got one from Claude.
Oh, okay, Jeff, you go ahead and read it.
Oh, you want me to read which one?
Both of them.
Both of them. How about
Yes.
this? I'll read the one from Claude.
Okay.
Okay. So Claude emails us and says, "You guys are the best. Less than 3."
What?
Okay, that's it.
Less than 3?
Yep.
be
he
less
loves
than
us
3?
I want to be less
He
than
said-
5 at least. I mean, 5 ever.
3 spooky.
That's
5
more than
me.
3.
That was his entire email. I read it. Thank you.
I miss
And-
Claude. Claude, I
Uh,
miss you.
Why do you miss Claude when I'm here?
Baby, come back.
Because
What a fool would be.
You can blame it all on me.
we are reading Brock F. and Samson's email because his name is fucking awesome.
Goddamn right.
All right. I'll read it.
All right.
So, Brock emails us and says, "Hi all. I hope you have a good Kwanzaa, Camus, and a new year. I'm going to provide some perspective you probably won't get anywhere else because I would imagine not many listeners spend more than a decade working in and for a large Japanese company." Oh, he worked for a large JP company. All right, so I spent the years from 99 to 2011 working for a large company that used to start with an M. And then in 2005, it merged with an even larger company and now is KM. I'm going to spend a good chunk of my time wondering what that company is.
Mitsubishi?
Kimochi.
And
Uh,
Mitsubishi is now What? Kyocera Mitsu? No, Kyocera
No,
is a fucking
no.
Samsung. Not
No.
Samsung. Haha, Korean company.
It's Kimochi Mitsuhara.
What the fuck?
Kimchi Microsoft.
But no, Microsoft ain't
Uh,
fucking Japanese.
I know. I don't
Maybe
know.
Kimono Mononoke.
It's Kimchi Mazda.
is Mazda Japanese? No, it ain't Japanese.
I don't know. All right, moving on. He says, I spent 5 years on and off Japan as a technical writer, translator for manuals, as well as helping with coding firmware and drivers and PPDs for their product. That's cool. The Japanese would never admit doing something, or would never admit something is wrong, even when they have full knowledge of it. For example, this product is worth $6,000. It's having to be swapped out because of an irreparable software error. More than 800 units have been swapped in less than 2 months, so I send a query. Me saying X product is doing Y, and we have to replace them. Do you have a fix for it? The product team leader replies, yes, it does that.
What?
Mm-hmm. That's a very Japanese thing to do.
And Brock replies, do you have a fix ready? Or in the works for issue Y? Product team leader replies once again, yes, it does that.
What?
Rinse and repeat a couple of times until the point of no return. The product leader goes, why are you doing this? And then Rock Sampson says, lather, rinse, repeat. Turns out they knew about the issue for a year before the release. I have found issues and corrected them only to be overruled and have $1 million on a Fuji Xerox Tiger team to tell them the same thing. Well, because you don't have the credentials and they need to hear it from someone who does. And it just so
That's
happens that it
bullshit.
costs $1 million for them. I mean, ugh. This is bureaucracy at its that's like the epitome of bureaucracy.
That's the name of
Shit.
Japan, yo. It's
Yeah.
very interesting.
And he says, my experience tells me that they knew that they were going to have these issues. They will stonewall to save face, and something particularly grim must have occurred to merit a public apology. I also don't have a lot of faith in them fixing in the short term because of the nature of their corporate environment. Right. That's exactly what Cirri said. So far as old content and craft relevance, why don't they have a system where crafters can convert loot from a raid, dungeon, or trial and basically give a customized buff to your weapon, armor, or accessories? Say something like a mark that will reduce the cooldown on Benediction by a second or two, or even a Culinarian put a mark on an item that gave a slight boost to food's primary stats. Didn't we talk about this last week or the week before?
Yeah.
In terms of materia? Yeah.
Mhm.
Something like that would not be game breaking, but would be nice to have in a raid or harder content.
But we won't get it.
But we won't get it. Yeah.
We will never get it.
So Brock finishes off saying, unfortunately, I will not be going to FanFest. 120 is what I would pay for a VIP ticket at another larger convention.
That
Plus,
is
I'm
true.
going to be in Vegas once already for coffee and Q with tacos with Martok. I don't know who Martok is, but I'm sure he knows. And
Wait, as in General Martok?
I don't know.
Who's
As in-
Martok?
Oh god, what's the guy's name? Klingon from Next Gen DS9.
Oh,
god, what's
maybe.
his name?
DS9, ugh.
Maybe.
Hey, fucking
Yeah,
DS9 was amazing.
Ugh.
it's the one
JG
thing
Hertzler was the guy's name. Thank you.
Okay,
Ugh.
that's pretty cool. So he says, "Hope
I
you
hope.
guys have fun. Regards,
But I wanted
Brock
to meet
effing
Brock
Sampson.
effing fucking
Me
Sampson.
too.
Brock effing fucking Sampson. That's right.
But you can't have a name like that and not meet people.
It's true. Venture Brothers is it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, I'm sad.
breaking my
I'm
heart,
sad
Brock.
that yeah, I know. Sad to see you're not going, but I understand it's under protest and I guess logistics. Uh, and I totally get it. The bureaucracy is BS. And
It is
we
BS.
yeah.
Just listening
Every
to
time
that
we
makes me just cringe. It's like,
every
ugh.
time we hear about this shit, it's ugh. And yeah, no, I'm not gonna make a comment. Sorry, I was
You're
gonna make a
not?
comment, but I'm not gonna say it. It has something. It has stuff to do with Square, so I'm not gonna say it. But
I
but
think you should.
I think
say
you
it.
should.
well,
You should feel free to speak your mind, sir.
Mhm.
it
Don't let the man hold you down.
well, okay. So for pretty much that same reason, a couple of my friends left Square.
Mm.
Oh, they worked at Square.
Yeah. So it's like I don't blame you for thinking that's Japanese companies are like this or saying that Japanese companies
Yeah,
are
no,
like
because
this
it's very true.
because that's
Like,
that's the fact.
I have been privy to certain pieces of information from a certain fighting game company that may be sponsored by Sony right now. That makes them seem really bad, really fucked up. But it's kind of like it's the way the structure is. Like Japanese business is bureaucracy at its finest. It is insanity.
And face means everything.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're if you're at any position under anybody, you're going to catch a ration of shit. Your opinion means nothing. Especially if you are not Japanese.
Ooh,
Well, that's
racism.
how
Ugh.
the game is played. Unfortunately, in other parts of the world. So, and still even here. So,
I wonder if we can cut the exit or the outro
we can.
and snip it at the end of this.
We can.
No, you know what? Let's just do the outro again and cut the outro out.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Why are we doing editing notes during the show?
We're awesome.
Just so you know.
Yeah, just
So for all you listeners, you didn't hear anything we just talked about. We cut you off. You got cut off, son.
Okay, no, we'll cut and paste. Never mind.
What? Okay, I think we should do the outro now. Oro, go ahead.
You can find us at sequencebreak.com. If you want to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/SBXIV, email us at podcast@sequencebreak.com. You want to support us financially, monetarily, mentally?
I was gonna say sexually, but I
Physically.
guess not.
Patreon.com/SBXIV for all our sexual needs.
Ew, no, gross.
All the
Ashley
JV
Ashley
action.
Madison.
What?
Nothing.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna do plugs now. Joe, you go first.
You can find me in St. Louis rolling on dubs. No.
Wow.
On Twitter, J0SHIMITSU.
Do you also plan on streaming on your channel sometime?
I will. I've been just lazy and work's been all over the place and
Mm-hmm.
stuff happened at work and yeah, so I haven't been like in the mood for stream. But I will be streaming on my channel probably next month when Street Fighter V comes out.
Nice.
But now my schedule for at least the next 4 weeks is stabilized. I can actually set up streaming, but I don't know if you guys want to watch Alexander grind for X amount of hours. Because that's like,
with the host.
yeah, but maybe we'll stream tomorrow. Thornton, Mosaic, everybody.
Yes, I need a mosaic.
Let's take everybody.
All right, Cirri.
You can find me on Twitter, CIRRISIAN. Like Joe, come Street Fighter V, I intend on streaming because it's fucking Street Fighter V. Get hype, bro. Woo!
Woohoo!
I might do some streaming at some point, but I've been so busy recently that I don't know what free time is at times. That's fun. But yeah, no, I'm no one important. Follow me if you want to talk about booze and that blog I want to start, but more likely booze.
More likely booze. Jeff.
So I have a Twitch and a Twitter. They're both Jeff Really, JEFFRLY.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes, really.
No way!
Yeah, really?
No
way.
I miss those owls.
There's a story, but I'll save it for another time.
Of a man named Brady?
It was bringing up their very lovely girl.
And so last night, I totally remembered that we had a YouTube channel and caught up all of our episodes on YouTube, save for this one because we're doing it right now. So all of those are back up. So if you do watch, if you do rely on YouTube, please continue to do so because I'm not going to forget about it again. In fact, I'm in the process of getting my computer ready to maybe create videos for that. That's not podcast specific and more like I remember hearing about guides, so maybe 3.2 dungeon guides to start to see what's going on. Plus I'm raiding now, so maybe I'll be able to do a raid guide. I cannot promise. But a dungeon guide sort of kinda, is not out of the question.
How to
at this
not
point.
suck as much, a little less.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
No one's saying you suck. You're all special.
I'm sucking.
Isn't saying we're all special just another way of saying that we're retarded and we can't do anything right?
I
Whoa,
prefer
whoa,
sucking
whoa.
because at least you can
Yeah, you
think of it. Shut up!
I'm sorry. You softballed that right across the plate, and I watched it on slow motion. Like
You soft-cored that, right?
You shut
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Okay, hey, Oro, when you think of softcore, what do you think?
No, we're not getting into this because we're outroing. Maybe
Oh,
we'll
that's
do it
right.
after
Okay,
the outro.
Okay, I'm gonna
So
outro.
follow us on YouTube. I don't know the address, but
Are we able to change our URL?
because
We
our
are able
URL
to
is not
change our
changed
URL now,
yet.
yes.
Oh, it's not changed yet though, as far as I know. So whenever we get that change, it'll be, and then this is where Oro comes in and finishes my sentence.
Huh?
What?
But when we
We'll
change the URL
We'll post it.
for YouTube, we'll post it. You know what? It'll be in the link in this post in our website.
It'll definitely be on
then-
Twitter as well.
And then we will post it on Twitter and all of the other social media stuff that we have. Thank you.
You can find me on Twitter at Calaera. I'm probably going to look at updating a post. I have a blog that I've been trying to keep up and update. I think it's not finished. The layout's not done, right, Oro?
You just
Oro?
need to tell me what you want to put in the menu things that you haven't wanted to have figured out.
Well, because you were trying to figure out how to put the thingamajiggies. Anyway.
Yeah, but you'll need the thingamajiggies for the menu thingies.
You can find it at admittedlyme.com. It's no longer admittedly.me because someone else bought it and they want me to pay $1,000 for it. And I said no, thank you, because that's too much money for a fucking domain.
Domain hacks.
Yeah. Oh well. And I think that is all. So everyone say goodbye.
Good night. Wait, did you say good night or goodbye?
I said goodbye, motherfucker.
Oh, goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.